Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Wednesday, June 26th, 2024. So, on a day that is getting close to the end of June.
Very, very close.
Did you do the crossword?
I did.
And was it a close call, or how did you do on today's crossword?
Well, it took me a while, but I got it done.
I had a lot of trouble with this crossword.
You did?
In one area.
Really?
Now you have to guess which area.
Oh, boy. I would guess the upper right corner.
Nope, no problem. No problem with the upper right corner.
Okay. I would guess the upper left corner.
Nope, no problem there either.
Well, where are we having problems?
Oh, wait, you're giving up on this great game?
Yeah.
Where did Mike have problems? The center right. There were a couple of clues there that just, they all piled up in one place. 29 down, poker variety in which each player is dealt 4 cards. I knew that it started with an O and it ended with an A, and I had a feeling that the second letter was an M, so I invented the game of Omega. I don't know if you've ever played Omega Poker.
Omega Poker.
It's the last poker game you'll ever play. That's their motto.
Whoa.
And I certainly didn't know what to do with the one next to it, where spectacled bears live. And I'm like, what? And so I thought, okay, what bears do I know? So Winnie the Pooh has no spectacles. The Berenstain Bears, I thought, might have spectacles, but I did not know where they lived. Babar and Friends, I don't think they had spectacles either. So it's just like, I have no idea what they mean here. And then right next to it...
Babar's not a bear, he's an elephant.
What? Oh, that's making it even worse.
Uh-huh.
You're right. I jumped species there. And then the one next to it, songwriter Warren with an Oscar, Emmy, and Grammy. And I'm like, Warren. So the only Warren I could think of, I thought Warren Buffett, but he's a billionaire. I don't think he's won an Oscar, Emmy, or Grammy. He could buy one. And then I thought about Warren Beatty. And I thought, well, they're at least in the entertainment business.
He's a songwriter. Warren Beatty isn't a songwriter.
Yeah, but at least he's in entertainment.
Yes.
So it's like closer than Warren Buffett.
Definitely.
Right? And then, anyway, so I was having a lot of trouble there. Then we also had in that same area, 41 across, part of a pecking order, question mark. And it's just like, oh, great. Now I have to do a pun on the word pecking. Mm-hmm. And so I thought maybe it had something to do with kissing, or maybe it was like referring to... like you might kiss your brother or sister or something. I don't know. It was a disaster. And the pièce de résistance, 40 across, bub kiss. I'm like, come on. And I was saying come on specifically to Rebecca Goldstein, the author of this fine piece. So it turns out that bub kiss is nada. Which means that the poker game was Omaha.
That's correct.
And you can find spectacled bears in the Andes.
That's right.
And there's someone named Diane Warren. I did guess Diane, so I had that going for me. But man, what a struggle! Just awful. And somewhere there was a whole other crossword, but I got through that part pretty quickly. And I think I probably spent, 30 minutes in these. Yeah, it came down to 4 squares that I did not know. Now, 26 to the 4th is the total number of possibilities. I don't know if I could have gotten through them in 30 minutes if I just started typing them randomly, but anywho. So hopefully you didn't have the same epic struggle.
No.
Good.
I thought I took a long time, and I took 18 minutes. So
fine. I took 3 times that, and yeah,
and most of it in that part of the puzzle.
All of it.
All of it.
I mean, the rest of there were some interesting clues everywhere, and I did enjoy the theme, but that's where I ran into my brick wall, my Andes, as opposed to my Waterloo. The theme was cute.
It was very, very innovative, I thought.
Why don't you expand upon that?
Okay, well, there were 3 themed clues that didn't seem like they had anything in common, but they did. The first one was 20 across, and it just said Jesus. And the answer to that was Sea of Galilee. And then the next one was 24 across, and that just said Dorothy Gale. And the answer to that was Yellow Brick Road. And then finally, 45 across was Neil Armstrong. And the answer to that was Tranquility Base.
Right.
And the revealer clue was 52 across. Memorable ad lib in Midnight Cowboy, or what the starred clues would say about their answers. And the answer to that was, I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Yeah, you got to get the accent right and definitely drop the G.
Well,
Although I don't know what the accent was like.
it would be New York. Hey,
Really?
I'm walking here.
Oh, very nicely done. I jumped out of the way.
I've seen the movie clip where Dustin Hoffman says that.
Oh, okay.
And they're walking across the street, and apparently they were shooting it, like in New York City, and this cab driver almost hits him and John Voight, and he turns and he hits the hood of the taxi. He goes, "Hey, I'm walking here." They left it in the movie.
Oh, good.
So anyway, Jesus walked on the Sea of Galilee. Dorothy Gale, Wizard of Oz, walked on the Yellow Brick Road. And of course, Neil Armstrong, first man on the moon, walked across Tranquility Base.
I did not know that Dorothy Gale had a last name.
Yes, she did.
And I find it very coincidental that her name was Gale, because she got there because of a windstorm,
That's
right?
true.
I presume that was all part of the plot.
Perhaps, yeah. I hadn't even thought about that, but true.
Let's see. And some of the clues start. It's a Wednesday, so it starts to get a little harder, and the clues start to get a little bit more bite to them. Like 6 down, feudal land was a fief.
That's correct.
That took me a bit to get. Did you know that?
Fiefdom.
A fiefdom.
I think it's fife.
No, you're thinking of FIFE. No. That's where they play fifes a lot.
Well, I think FIEF is also fife, and
it must be
Canadian. It's a fiefdom, like a kingdom.
In Canada, we call it a fiefdom.
Oh, really?
And since we are part of the Commonwealth,
well,
we ought to know. That's right.
Yes. Well, what about 8 town? Low altitude clouds, strati.
No, we pronounce those cumulonimbus. No, strati. I suppose strati. I thought that was interesting too, because we rarely see that in the plural.
No, that's right.
And especially the correctly spelled plural.
Yes.
10 down, emotionally volatile situation, metaphorically, cauldron.
Yeah.
I just loved the wording of that clue.
Yeah.
It was just so emotionally volatile situation. It's just like, presidential spokespeople need to use that during crises. We have an emotionally volatile situation here. It's a cauldron. So I just like that one. And I like the fact that 13 down, now of course I'm going to completely mispronounce this, Lunis Martus O Miraculous was Dia. Was Dia.
Yes.
And then right underneath that, we had one of my bugaboos here, a songwriter Warren with an Oscar, Emmy, and Grammy. 31 down was Diane. So we had Dia and Diane.
Dia for day.
Yes.
And Diane, yes.
So what days were those again?
Let's see.
Lunis is Monday. Martus is probably Tuesday, right? Because Marty is French.
Right, and then Miraculous is Wednesday.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That almost looks like a miraculous day. That would be Saturday.
I think it's Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm not sure.
It's been a long time since I learned my Spanish days of the week.
It's been never since I learned my Spanish. We also had 18 down. Small drum was a tabor.
Yes. And I know that's been in before.
Didn't we have
but I couldn't remember it.
Yeah. And that R ran into 31 across Rihanna fans. I started to write the R, and it's like, oh, it's Riri.
That's right.
So, proof that doing the New York Times can make you a more educated person.
Especially when it comes to
Riri.
Yep. What fans call their idol.
And what was Taylor Swift's name? Twizzler? No, that can't be right.
They call her Tay.
No. But there's
her followers.
Her fans
were Swifties.
Yeah, they weren't Twizzlers?
No.
Perhaps I'm thinking of the licorice.
Perhaps, but no.
They called them Swifties? Mm-hmm. How did I get licorice in this? Oh, well. I'll have to sort that one out. Let's see here. 35 across was J relative. I had 4 letters. The second letter was an R, so I immediately went for wren.
Me too.
But it was crow.
That's right.
I think of a Jay as sort of being a cheery bird, and a wren as sort of being cheerful. I don't think of a crow as being quite as nice.
But I can see how a crow and a jay are more similar than a wren and a jay, because a wren's a little tiny songbird, and a jay is kind of a bigger bird that makes a funny sound.
A crow and a jay and a wren walk into a bar. Speaking of which, 49 down, participate in a crawl perhaps. I had pub hop.
Oh.
Still recovering from our UK trip.
Yes.
But it turned out to be a bar hop.
Bar hop, that's right.
So that's how we got Tranquility Base. Mm-hmm. 58 across, flattening informally. I had smoothing.
Oh.
But it was smooshing.
That was too formal.
I guess so. Yeah.
Smooshing, yes.
Well, we just had, what was it? Sucking face, talking about kissing the other day. Uh-huh. And smooshing sounds like that could also be used in that regard.
They were smooching.
That's true. It would be smooching. Whoa. Smoothing, smooshing, smooching. Mm-hmm. Oh, we have to do something with that. Could be a crossword theme. Jeff Chan, if you're listening, cover your ears. 66 across, bog buildup. I went for algae, ALGA, but it turned out to be peat.
That's correct, yes.
So, yeah, there were lots of interesting clues and answers throughout the entire grid.
There were. I thought this was a fun puzzle.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it so much, I spent 3 times as much time on it as you did.
Mm-hmm. Now, one that I thought was interesting was 16 across. World capital nicknamed a soaring dragon.
Hanoi.
That was Hanoi.
Yep.
And didn't we just have Hanoi not too long ago? I thought we did.
We might have.
Maybe it's another puzzle I did.
Oh.
Maybe, but anyway, Hanoi.
Mm-hmm. 24 down. The reality show Below Deck is set on one. It was Yacht. Right. I was thinking of, there's an animated Star Trek series. I think that was called Below Decks, if I recall correctly. And so I was trying to get Starship into it. And I can't remember the name of the ship that they were on. It wasn't like the Enterprise. It was something.
Was it the Tranquility Base?
No. It was distinctive. They actually had a crossover episode. So this, of course, is animated, and they had a crossover episode with Strange New Worlds, where the animated characters fell into the real world. It was very interesting. They had the actors who did the voices of the animated characters play themselves in Strange New Worlds. Wow. All right, I'm definitely off on a Star Trek geek tangent here, so let me get back to crosswords. Mm-hmm. And I think we probably covered most of the key clues here. Okay. So I think that is it for today.
All right.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. Trust you're enjoying these podcasts. Let us know either way. Crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com, or click on the big fan mail link in the show notes. And we will be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.